Hey everybody, if you're interested in a basic Duolingo origami or Duogami tutorial, keep watching. So for some materials needed, we have origami paper, just basic square origami paper, 6 by 6 inch or 15 by 15 centimeter. I have 3 colors, dark green, light green, and orange. The dark green's for the body and the other colors are for his face. I have white paper for his eyes, glue, black marker or pen, as well as scissors. So starting off, we're going to fold our origami paper in half, both horizontally and vertically. It's going to just create some preliminary creases. You're going to see that I'm trying to be careful, lining it up nicely so I get a nice crease there. Everything's neat. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half diagonally, both ways. Again, trying my best to line those edges up there. And then I'm just going to fold the other way as well, diagonally. And after we finish getting our preliminary creases, I'm going to open it back up, and from the opposite sides of that horizontal crease there, I'm going to pinch those sides and I'm going to push up into the center, and I'm going to just shimmy it around until I get a square or diamond there, and that's going to be the base of our owl. From there, I'm going to create some petal folds. I'm going to take the outer edge and I'm going to fold it into the center. I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm also going to take the top here and I'm going to fold down just like that. And I'm going to open that back up, and then on the other side I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to create those petal folds with the outer edge into the center. And then I'm going to fold that top part down. And then I'm going to open it up again. And from there, I'm actually going to fold down that top layer there. And I'm going to smooth out the other side of those folds to create a big diamond shape. So I'm just smoothing out those sides, and you'll see that I created this diamond shape there. I'm going to fold that back down, and I'm going to do that on the other side as well. Just like that. And from there we have a little, we wind up with a kite shape. If I were to open that up, our kite shape there. And we also have 4 layers all together underneath, you'll see. And now what I'm going to do is up at the top there, I'm going to take that outer edge and I'm going to fold it into the center. So on the other side, I'm going to fold that outer edge into the center as well. And then I'm going to do that on the other side. Just like that. And now what I'm going to do is to create the wing. I'm going to take that center layer. I'm going to, using my finger, I'm going to create a crease there. And I'm going to try to line it up with the bottom of those other layers, and I'm going to push up and down, and I'm going to fold that down there to create a little wing. I'm going to do that on the other side, so I'm pushing up that layer there, using my finger to create another crease, and pushing up and folding down. And I'm trying to make it have a nice 90-degree angle as well, and that's what you'll end up with. And from there, we're going to start building the little head. We're going to just take that top part and fold it down, just like that. You could create another fold halfway through here to create a beak, but I'm not going to worry to do that because I'm actually just going to glue a face on him. But for his tufts of hair, I'm going to take some scissors, cut that layer in the back, and pop that open. Create an intense feather there. I'm going to do that on the other side as well, and then I'm going to shape them and trim them a bit. So push those up, create that feathers there, but then I'm going to shape them a little bit. I'm going to cut them here in the back, and then I'm going to cut them on top as well so they're not as long. So I'm just going to take my scissors and cut them along the side there, so just to shorten them a bit. You could really play with that and change the way it looks. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, that first layer, I'm going to cut just a small amount at the bottom, and I'm going to just fold over to create his legs. And just like that, that is our basic origami owl. But I'm going to show you a little bit about how you could create a face to make it more duo-like. So I have just a Duolingo sticker here as a reference for me. And then I'm going to take another green, a little lighter green color to create the feathers around his eyes. And I'm just going to draw this out and then cut it. So certainly no artist, but again, just looking at a picture of Duo helps to kind of follow along the basic shape of his feathers around his eyes. So it doesn't really matter the way that I'm drawing here because I'm actually going to, when I cut it out, I will use the other side. So you're not going to see any of these pen marks that I'm using here. And like I said, I'm certainly not an artist, but it's just playing with it to get the shape and the size that you'd like. And then I'm going to cut it out, and I'll kind of fast forward through this a little bit so we could see that this is how I'm going to glue his little face. First, I'm going to create some eyes, though. I'm going to just get some white paper and sketch out some eyes. I'm going to use the little feathers that I created there as kind of a guide to see how big I should make the eyes, because I don't want to make them too big or too small. So kind of sketched out his eyes, and now I'm going to draw his pupils there. So again, nothing fancy, just going to draw them in and kind of skip through this part. What's really fun though is if you'd like, of course we have different expressions for Duo that you could find online, some images of him with different expressions, so you could definitely play with the way his eyes are, the way his beak is, kind of change his expression. So now I'm just going to glue those eyes there. And now I'm just going to sketch out a basic beak, nothing fancy, with some orange paper and also glue it on. And then I'm going to glue the little face on. I'm going to glue down this little piece as well. I'm just using a scissors to kind of smush it all together. I'm sure there's something better to use, but that's what I had on hand. And there's his little face. And now I'm going to cut out just some orange little feet there and glue those on as well. So as I mentioned, you could definitely play with this. You could even, add accessories if you wanted to really kind of play with Duo and what his expression's like. You could even make it so, cut something out, have him holding something if you wanted. You could definitely have fun with this, but this is just a um, basic Duolingo origami. So that is our Duogami for today. You could see all the other Duolingo origamis that I've created. You could see they're all a little different because I was just creating them by hand. But you could really have fun and play with it, and I hope you and your class enjoy. Come join our Duolingo for Educators network on Facebook, where our community shares resources, tips, and we also have events such as our Duolingo Craft Night.